Hello and welcome to the WebDevPy channel. My name is Nazar and I'm web developer, and in this tutorial we are going to create the bouncing ball animation using only HTML and CSS. So let's get started. So let's start with HTML. Firstly I will create div element with class wrapper. And inside this wrapper I will create the div element with ball class. And that's all for our HTML. So basically we will have a ball animation inside the wrapper container. And once we finish it with HTML, we can start with CSS. I will add main styles to the body, to wall document. The margins, I will set the margin to 0 and background color to dark gray. For wrapper container, I will add such properties, the position relative. So wrapper will have position relative, background color blue. Margin top 30 pixels from top. Auto to make it centered from both sides. And margin bottom 0. Width 650 pixels. And height 500 pixels. So here we have our wrapper. Let's add box shadow property with value inset. So the value inset helps us to have the shadow inside the container. And the X and Y axis will be 0 and blue radius 5 pixels. Let's add black color. And let's start adding properties to ball class. The ball will have a position absolute. Width and height of ball will have 40 pixels. For the radius 50%. To make our ball with circle shape, of course, I will use the background image for ball. So I will use this ball. This is a water polo ball. Also we need to set background position for ball. So background position will be centered. Background size we set to cover, so our image will have a full proportions. Background repeat, so our image will be not repeated, of course. And let's set box shadow to our image. X and Y axis will have 20 pixels. 4 pixels for blue radius. So as you can see, it's too much. We will need to add RGBA and a little like transparency into it. And I will add the 0.8 to make it not very dark and just a light dark color. And before adding animation into this element, we will need to create the keyframes animation. So let's create the keyframes GoX. I will call it GoX. So GoX keyframes means that ball will move on the x-axis. And I will add, so it will move from left side, from left position 0. And to left position. So we need to set the final position on which ball will be moved. And for this we need to check the width of the wrapper. And width of the wrapper is 650 and we need to minus 40. And in this way we will have a 610 pixels. So we need to make this to prevent that ball will go outside the container. So next keyframes animation that I will add is go Y. So it means it will be moved on the Y axis. And I will set from top 0 to top. And we also need to check the height of the wrapper container. The height is 500 pixels minus 40 pixels will be 460 pixels. So let's set it. And once we have done with our keyframes, we need to add them to our animation property. So let's add go X. I will set the timing for 1.2 seconds, linear, 0 seconds infinite animation, and alternate. So let's test how it moves on the x-axis. And now let's add go Y keyframe to the animation. Go Y will be 1.55 seconds, linear, 0 second, and as well infinite and alternate. So thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was very useful for you. And see you next tutorials.